All right, Adam. Some sordid news from the world of UFC, but not Dana White and the lawsuit and the dancer and the extortion and all that. I have been a creep in the past around Paige Van Zant. I didn't mean to be, but we interviewed her one time when she was like 19, and I was just kind of fascinated by the fact that she was so young. I showed you the TMZ Sports pictures today of PVZ with her husband. I might get creepy again.
Austin Vanderford, you're a big fan?
Do you want to describe the pictures and what they were doing?
Well, they actually they were doing a lot of Instagram Live this weekend. And they were, let's just say they were drinking a lot.
Yes.
So I think, I think the photos were probably a result of that. They allowed their fans, and by the way, it's her fans. I don't know that there's any Austin Vanderford fans. They allowed the fans to like send in truth or dares. They were playing truth or dare with the fans, and like every single one of them, as you would expect, was sexual.
Right.
They were kind of not doing those, but then I guess they just got the
as
idea.
I would expect.
Yeah. They just got the idea afterward, I guess, to start taking some kind of racier photos.
Yeah.
There's some of them nude on the balcony looking out over the backyard, which is kind of wildernessy. And then there's in the house, they kind of rotate, one just standing there with the other hanging on their back covering them.
Right. So here's the amazing thing. So him holding her up because she's like suspended on his back is one thing. It's a guy holding up a chick. She is holding him up like he's a paperweight.
Yeah.
I don't know about that. Maybe she's struggling. No, well, she's a UFC fighter, right? She's a fighter and a former dancer. I would think her quads are extremely strong.
Her thighs are gigantic now. And this is not a dig on her size now, but she's thicker than she was, and she got a fake rack. So in the picture, like the husband is covering the rack and the crotch, and she doesn't look like she's struggling at all, John. Now he's struggling when she is covering up because all she's got to cover up is his junk. What a bush on this guy. Bro, do you not trim that down? You take a picture like this? Do you see it?
That looks trimmed.
I don't know.
Yeah. There's like a distinct.
Yeah. I think you gotta shave. I think you gotta shave that thing. You gotta diet or something. You gotta
2020.
Do a pale landing strip.
Nah, it's 2020. You know, as long as it's trim and in control, you're good.
I think it's out of control.
It's 2020.
It's 2020. Yeah, it's right. It's 2020. Shave it down.
I mean, just look though. I mean, there's a very straight line at the top. Like I think it's very clearly trimmed.
I bet you he regrets that.
Show's deteriorated quickly.
I bet you he regrets that. And also after watching Curb Your Enthusiasm with Joey Funkhauser, for her to be able to cover up that area so easily, that's embarrassing.
That was my first thought too.
I don't think John saw Curb, but just the verbal imagery on Curb of Joey Funkhauser and his transitioning with his giant Johnson.
That one was constructed.
It was constructed. It is artificial. Is that the first? Yeah. That's what, actually I turned to the SO and I was whoa, fake. Not everyone can knock over a coffee cup with their Johnson.
John's very intrigued by this photo.
I told you.
I'm looking through this and I actually, because I was trying to find out what that drink was that he had. So he's got this one, and I thought I guess that's an old fashioned. Is that what that is?
Oh, nice.
Yeah, they were making old fashioned. That's the one on the balcony.
Yeah. No, the one.
Will you try the rotating? Yeah, that's a good one. Will you try the rotating nakedness where Isabel is lifting you?
No, I wanted to get one of these where I'm struggling to do a pull up, and because I've been doing P90X the last week to try to get back in shape, and I have to use a chair to help myself pull up because I'm so weak. So I think like one of those, but butt naked would be pretty good.
Yeah. That said, all the bush talk and everything else, he's a high-level athlete, so he's in pretty good shape. So, on this Monday post...
Good wrap. That was a good wrap-up right there.
I know. So, Cofield's trash can. John, on at least part of the Big Five, we did stay-at-home shaming. And we did read a note from Governor Sisolak today, who said he sees way too many people driving. You got an issue?
Well, I don't think isn't driving still social distancing. Like, so the other day, Isabel and I were kind of going crazy. Go ahead.
Where are they going though?
Well, like if you're me, you're not going anywhere. Like Isabel and I went driving the other day with a kid. We went on our usual walk. We go on a walk every day, except for today because it's kind of cloudy and pretty windy where we're at right now. But we go on a walk every day, and 2 out of the last, I would say 4 or 5 days, after we're done walking, we just got in the car and drove around for 30 minutes. We didn't go anywhere. You know, we actually, I got a coin, and I had her flip the coin. Like every time we reached the intersection, we're going to go left and right, and we flipped the coin, and then we would go that direction. Like we're kind of bored. So I'm just driving around whenever I go out.
I have no problem with that. And like I told Adam, we did a bunch of stay-at-home shaming today, but they were all kind of legit stories. But with each one, we were like, listen, like we're not here to shame anyone because I understand people are bored as hell. The other one was I saw someone tweet out a video of them walking around with a bunch of cars going by, and they're like, "What's going on here?" And like immediately, half the comments were like, "You're walking. Shut the fuck up." Like you don't know where they're going. I just there's like this whole group of media people now who are like, "Stay at home, mind your own business."
I like how Steve still thought he was on the radio for a second, and he wanted to drop the F-bomb, and then he realized he wasn't on the radio and he could drop the F-bomb. That was cool.
I did. No, because oftentimes I'm tracking stuff, and it's like, mind your own business. Such dickheads.
Well, I mean, the sentiment is right, though. I mean, we should to some degree be shaming people that are not following protocols. But
right. Those are the ones who are on top of each other at the grocery store. Like I told you, Friday night I went late. I'm an idiot. Everyone's on top of each other. People are walking along a beach with no space. If you're at a farmer's market and there's no space, that's fine. But you have no idea what someone is doing driving around. They could be taking a sick relative on their last legs to go get checked up.
If they're on their last legs, I hope they're already in the hospital.
Yeah, taking a paramedic of some sort, not having me drive them.
But, by the way, I also, just to go back, John, I watched the episode where Pam's going to have the baby last night, and Michael parks the car and then throws the keys away. It's so good. No, but the shaming part of it, like, I did want to say something to the guy. I told Steve, there's a guy last night digging through the produce at the grocery store trying to find the perfect like apple or whatever it was. Like, bro, take the one on top. You don't touch every single one.
Yep.
That's the kind of stuff where, like, people should be shamed.
Yeah, I would completely agree with that. And I saw when I last went to the store, and maybe I can get shamed for this because I ran to the store to get stuff for the buttercream cake and everything like that. Yeah, it is essential, right? It's a birthday. But there was somebody there who was like doing this and then like going through the produce or whatever. I went the other day. So actually it was the same day because I stopped at 7-Eleven because my strategy sometimes is if there's no water at the store, then I'll stop at 7-Eleven. Usually there is water there. So I walk into the 7-Eleven and the worker is walking along, the back wall where all the coolers are with the beer and the drinks and everything. And so I'm walking down the aisle. There's a lady in the aisle next to me that's walking, and the guy just has like the most phlegmy, guttural coughing fit you can have. And the lady that's in the aisle next to me goes, "You good, man?" And he's like, "What? Yeah, I'm fine." And her and I make eye contact, and she just shakes her head. I turned around and walked out. I was like, "I can't do this. I'm gonna go find this somewhere else." But and for the guy to not be like,
"Yep,
okay." Even if it's like, because like the other day I was out here smoking weed and I started coughing and I'm like, man, people probably think I have the Rona when really I'm just enjoying myself. But like when you have a coughing fit like that, or when you feel like you have something coming on, like go in the back, do something. Don't just keep doing your rounds.
So I forgot to add one more thing to the story today on the air. I completely blanked on this one. It was actually the epic moment of me having a panic attack. John, you missed this. I was talking about going to the store, 7:15, Friday night, store closes at 8. We start to walk up, and I'm like, oh, my God, there are way too many people walking in here. And, like, people are all over each other. I swear when we walked in to grab a cart, a guy walks out, I crap you not, and he hands off the cart to the person sanitizing, and he goes, yeah, there's lots of sneezes all over that.
Oh.
I was like, you mother, like that. Those were the stories we were talking about last week when people are kidding around and they're getting arrested. I wish I had a video. I mean, like again, now I'm snitching, but I was like, don't. It's not funny, dick.
Well, they're snitching. Like the people who are driving, that's kind of snitching. When you're coughing and you're sneezing and your bodily fluids are still getting like everywhere, and this time, like I think there's a point to be made of where you say something to somebody,
right? Or you're joking. I've got sneezes all over it, dude. Cut it out. That ain't
stop.
funny right now.
What if his rebuttal was sneezing's not a symptom?
Sure.
Right.
I think there's a difference between like snitching, like quote unquote snitching, and pointing out those poor behaviors. But I think the only real problem with the snitching is that you're right. It's people that are already out that are then saying, "Can you believe these people?
Right.
You're out too. Why are you better than them?" That's the issue.
Let me go walk around a park and take pictures of others who are in your mind too close to each other.
Right. You're out too.
Yeah.
You know, the other challenge is because, like I said, so we go on walks a lot, and we go around our apartment and everything. And there's a neighborhood in the back that we walk around.
Stop bragging.
No, but the challenge that we have run into, at least I run into, Isabel thinks I'm kind of crazy, is when there's runners out, and I'm like, I refuse to give up the sidewalk. Like you're gonna have to social distance yourself because I have a child and I'm gonna use this to my advantage in a massive stroller, which I refuse to move.
Yeah, you are. By the way, you are a public nuisance if you have to go 3 wide with the stroller.
No. I make sure Isabel's behind me.
You better line up.
Our sidewalks are tiny and there's a lot of streetlights. So like there was one. I think Adam will understand this level of like neuroticism when it comes to certain things. I was trying to time like my walking pace with the jogger coming my way so that we wouldn't both meet at the stoplight and have that weird moment where I'm like, all right, am I stepping off the curb? Are you stepping off the curb? What's going to happen here? What are we going to do? And luckily the runner was nice enough to notice that I was walking and decided to come off the sidewalk. But no, because I used to work at a casino, Steve, so I understand how to walk, okay? And when you're walking, especially if it's a couple, you walk behind me in high traffic areas. We don't walk next to each other. It's ridiculous.
The triple wide, quadruple wide. It's in. I mean, well, you know what's funny? As I was just going to go on a rant about it, but now we don't have it, so now I kind of miss it.
Yeah. The people who walk like 4 long, and they're all talking with one another, taking up the entire walkway.
And like the old Dallas Cowboys line where they're all separated a little bit, like there's just enough space to just block the entire way. Come on, get out of the way. All right, guys. That'll do it today for the trash can. Back tomorrow. Thank you, John.